Clash of Clans podcast presents The War Log, Episode 4. Alright, Jake, how's it going?
I'm good, man. I got to go to the bathroom and get me a new drink. Everything is great.
Nice.
Yeah, I was telling you before, I want two sponsorships. I want a Miller Lite sponsorship for the YouTube channel, and I want a Maker's Mark sponsorship for this because that's usually what I'm drinking when we do it. So it's like, if I can get those two, I'm going to have it made.
That sounds good. Yeah, and I think that would work to just, they could just pay you in pay us in product, not even have to give us any money.
Oh, yeah. We don't have to talk about money. Yeah. They
Shipment.
just a case or two a month, and then we're good. They don't have to. We'll shout out to them. They don't have to pay us or anything.
I mean, you shout out to them anyway, so.
Well, that's true. I guess there's nothing much in it for them. Whatever.
It is a nice subliminal advertising, though. Like your ice cubes clinking during the podcast always like makes me want to have a drink. I'm like, oh man, I can't wait till we're done. I'm gonna go make a drink. This is gonna be great. So it's it's a good subliminal advertising there.
It's good.
Drink makers, Mark.
Yeah, they need to at least maybe send me some T-shirts or something. I mean, come on, I'm not asking for a lot.
Oh, speaking of T-shirts, one of my clanmates, one of our co-leaders, Sifu, was one of the winners of your last T-shirt giveaway or whatever. So
nice, cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, there was a guy from, I think it was Singapore that won when I did, and you know what's crazy is think about that. I feel like I just got those like a month ago, and it was the 10,000 subscriber celebration when I did that. And one of the guys from Singapore got it. So there's someone in Singapore walking around with a One Hive Raids, suckless t-shirt on, and it cost like, I don't know, it was like 20 something bucks to ship there. I was like, I don't care. I want a One Hive Raid shirt in Singapore.
That's
so
awesome.
Shout out to that guy if he's listening. Yeah.
Well,
Which,
also,
by the way,
I
in
guess,
part two, yeah, I mean, you've dropped the ball on that because some of your listeners are looking at some T-shirts to win.
We came up with the idea last time, and I'm not sure if it was in the episode that got released or the one that didn't get released yet.
It did not get released yet, yeah.
The idea of, so people haven't even heard the idea, which was that to fill out the survey, and then you get entered for the contest by filling out the survey. Mm-hmm. And so I was telling Scotty about that, maybe a week or so after we recorded, and he's like, no, we're done with the survey. We already completed that. And I was like,
right.
Oh.
So he's going to edit that part out, I'm assuming?
I guess so. I better remember to do that. I think I made a note to do that.
Why don't you do something for your viewers? I don't know what. Or for your listeners.
Yeah, I call your subs followers, and you call my listeners viewers. It's
yeah. We'll think of something.
Yeah, we can think of something. It'll be something cool.
That's cool.
Maybe send in send in the best attack or something, but then that would just mean you'd be spending all your entire life looking for people's attacks. So that's probably not a good idea.
No, it's got to be something you got to do all the work. I'm just going to mail it out.
Yeah, I guess you're bringing the T-shirts. So
that's right. Yeah, you got to do the work.
We'll
think of something.
I liked that idea really well because we were trying to push the whole
you're just about 2 months late on it.
Actually started remembering to do it to mention on the podcast. It ended up going pretty quick. We got our quota or whatever. So.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know there was a number that you needed or something.
Yeah, there was some kind of cutoff number in order to get us in the door with the advertising people.
I did it. Took 5 seconds. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, it was pretty easy, and you could just fill it out really as many times as you want. Not that I encourage doing that.
Yeah. Of course not.
Well, yeah, we'll think of something. If you have any ideas of contests, then you could tweet at TrueSonBoaz or at One Hive Raids or email truesonboaz@gmail.com with contest ideas.
Yeah, win some T-shirts, win some One Hive swag.
And whoever comes up with the best contest idea, you win the contest of the best contest
See, there you go.
idea.
Now
You
you're
get a
thinking. Now
t-shirt.
you're doing something. Now you're doing
There
something.
we go.
All right. First topic.
Oh, wait, but so while I'm thinking of
Okay, go ahead.
co-leaders, I wanted to shout out Run Riot, who's our latest co-leader in the True
Cool.
Sons. I know he likes the podcast, and he is a nasty attacker. He just had 6 stars last war on max defense Town Hall
Nice.
9s with Surgical Hog
Ooh,
attacks. If you
nice.
guys have been
Yeah, yeah,
trying
we've been
that,
playing with
which
that.
is man, that is really sick to see that
Mm-hmm.
executed correctly. And there's always a lot of, failures in the past when trying to master it and stuff. And but now
Mm-hmm.
that we got a few people that have it down, oh my God, it's really
Nice.
awesome. So
Well, that's
yeah,
cool. Yeah, shout
yeah.
out to that dude. I'm assuming he's a One Hive Raids follower as well, too. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that he is.
Yeah, okay. Then
I
we.
think that most people in our clan are fans of, are followers, or I mean subs of One Hive Raids. Well, I mean, I think pretty much everyone in the world is now. You got almost 30,000. I don't know how you're gonna find anyone who isn't a sub of One Hive Raids.
Yeah, I guess that your math's a little off, but yeah, you're getting there. It's close. Well, no, yeah, if he's a sub, then we can definitely shout him out. What's up, dude? You keep on rocking.
Go Run Riot.
Yeah, so he's a co-leader now, right?
He is a co-leader. Yep.
So
And
what do
we kind
y'all
of say
do as
too.
far as like when you promote a new co-leader? Like we put them straight to work. Like it sucks to be a co-leader at One Hive because all you do is get more stuff thrown in your lap. So what do y'all do? Is it the same thing, or is it just like, oh, you get to be cool for a while?
No, there's definitely more responsibility involved, but generally the only people who get promoted are people that have already taken on that
Mm-hmm.
responsibility, like
Yeah,
without being asked.
I know
But
exactly what you're saying.
like we don't have like a website, and like
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we have like the external like quote unquote work that you guys have that goes into screening applications and stuff. And but a lot of, I mean, Run Riot probably is the most active in terms of helping people plan their attacks and
Mm-hmm.
stuff right now, which is that's the
That's
number
awesome, though.
one
Yeah.
job. I mean, that's the number one piece of work um, among our members, is helping each other with their attacks and stuff. And so that's the way that you can contribute most to the clan, is giving people advice and helping people figure
Yeah.
out the best way to do it and the troop comp to use, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm.
So we do have a feeder now, so there is some extra work in terms of running that. Also, yeah, huge shout out to Deadplate, who is running our feeder, and he's doing an awesome job. It's there's some other co-leaders and stuff in there, Brad and Lux and Slay and Death Reaper and stuff, but Deadplate has taken the reins and is really doing an amazing job. And it's, I mean, this feeder is making such a big difference in
Oh
terms
yeah.
of being able to screen
Yeah.
out attackers and just like see them first, and not just get a batch of complete question marks in your clan and go into a
Hmm.
war with a bunch of people that you've never seen raid before. So yeah,
Yeah.
we've had a bunch of promotions from the feeder, some really good players. And so now we kind of got to decide, like, do we still accept people straight into the clan if they meet, our
Don't do it.
recs and stuff?
Don't
And
do it.
so
Always run them through the feeder,
that
dude.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm leaning, like I kind of just want to send everyone through the feeder,
Hmm.
but I'm getting some pushback from the other co-leaders saying that, if they meet the requirements and stuff, we can take them into the clan. It's kind of people with like a little bit lower heroes and stuff that have been going through the feeder. But it's, I mean, a lot of people that meet the requirements anyway, but they want to go, they want to prove themselves and stuff, which I
Hmm.
think is awesome, to
Yeah,
go
it
down
is.
there to impress us. And then when you come up in the clan, it's like,
There's no
we'll
doubt
send
then.
a clan mail, congratulating you. Everyone,
Hmm.
is, talks to you, oh, great job, thanks for coming up, and et cetera, as opposed to if you just kind of like slide in under the radar as a, anonymous person, everyone's kind of
Hmm.
like, wait, who who's that guy again? And if you screw up your raids, if you screw up your first war, but you already like proved you're awesome in the feeder, then you're not going to get kicked. But if you screw up your first war and no one knows you, then it might not bode so well for you. So,
dude, it's a blessing. So I don't want to try to like portray it as a curse, but the day that we shut down in-game applications was the best thing we ever did. All of a sudden you don't have to worry about that. It cuts out spies. It cuts out so much crap, and we're in a fortunate position, honestly. It is a tremendous amount of work, and people like Shu and a few others that we've brought up into co-leaders. I mean, between OneHive Genesis and OneHive 2.0, there's probably 200 applications a day. So you have people,
Christ.
Dude, it's for real. It's crazy. You have people that have jobs, wives, kids, and their job is also to go through those 200 applications a day for the 3 clans. It's insane. And people get so impatient. They're like, oh, we want in. We know what's going on. I haven't heard anything. It's been 3 days.
I have people contact me. Hey, Jake, right? Why haven't they got back to me about my OneHive application? I'm like, dude, I don't fucking know.
You're joking.
No, seriously, I get that.
I'm telling you, dude, it's insane. And it's like, I've tried to explain to them, like, guys, this is not a corporation. We don't have people full-time jobs that go through applications. We are literally overran with applications. And the problem is that a lot of them don't even meet the requirements. So it's just like, yeah, they're going to take up your time and put it in there.
Those are the easy ones. If they are wasting time and don't meet the requirements. But how do you determine? I mean, if you have 150 spots in the clan, and maybe whatever, 20 open spots at any given time. I don't know what you guys usually run. Like, how do you determine just from applications, do they have to send like a clip of an attack, or like do you look at their war stars, just walls and heroes, or?
They look at everything. They look at, obviously every achievement, whether they look at all the way down to like what they've cleaned up on their bases. They use that as an activity indicator to see, okay, have you been playing for 2 years and you're still at Town Hall 8? Obviously, we don't want those people. We want people that are addicted to Clash of Clans, you know? So it's like there's a lot that goes into it. And then once you get past that point, it's like, okay, we have to see a few attacks. We want to see, even if it's just on a multiplayer base, search it. Show us a hog attack. Show us the basics. Show us how to lure the clan castle. Take them out.
So they portray the attacks like they join and show you a farm raid?
Yeah, but show us a war army farm raid. They show a few of those. Then if they pass all of those, they get to war a few raids in Genesis. And then that's when you really say, okay, are you moving up or not? You've thrown some actual war attacks. Are you capable? Are you good? And so once we developed this system, it's been so much better because just like y'all, man, it's just a crapshoot. You took their word for it. They might have good stats on their player profile and they might really suck. So it's been great. And I encourage you guys to, send everybody through the feeder if you got one.
I think, and it's running pretty well and stuff. And, and we have, the nice thing is we have a bunch of, people that aren't really like applying for promotion. Like at any given time, there's only like a small handful of people that are actually,
to move up.
Trying to move up, and the other ones are either like Town Hall 8s or low Town Hall 9s that are like developing there, or there's a lot of like friends of co-leaders and stuff, which we're kind of, as we get fuller, we're going to need to phase out people that are clearly not meeting requirements and stuff like that. But it's nice to have those warm bodies because then you have a war of 25 bases for the people who are auditioning to choose from.
Exactly.
It's not like you have a war of 10 auditioners and they're all need to attack the 10 bases that they get matched up. But there's just a bunch of and it's a nice atmosphere then, people that are friends and stuff, and there's a lot of second accounts from the main clan that'll help out and stuff, and a lot of co-leaders from the main clan that aren't as active. anymore, and so they'll go down there, and it's super helpful to have the advice and the troops and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. And yeah, and it's but definitely a lot falls on Dead Plate, so I would
That's
give him a
cool.
lot of credit
Yeah.
for the improvement in our clan recently, because it's making a huge difference. And to know when someone comes in, to know what
Mm-hmm.
their strengths are, what their, you get to see like their war base and stuff, when they come in, you see, if they're a decent base designer or stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it really coincided with a kind of resurgence of our clan. Like we were definitely in kind of a slump. Like we were low on members. We were not performing at, what we were used to in
Mm-hmm.
war and stuff. And once we started the feeder, I don't know if it's a coincidence or if it's really, 100% due to that, but we have been definitely doing much better. Just, getting
Well,
a
clans
lot
go
more
through.
3 stars.
I mean, clans go through cycles too. You go through
Mm-hmm.
slumps. You go through spells where you're getting you're just things aren't clicking, whatever you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
and then you come out of that. So that's it's probably both. It's probably some of that, and just it does add new life and new blood, and it's all good. So that's cool. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's you guys are going through. It's funny to hear you talk about it too, because it's like I can think about when I was in that exact same
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what we were going through, and it's just, yeah, I know how it is.
And the feeder, like we had always had people like, we've actually been around for 2 years last month, March of 2013. So now
Hmm.
it's April of 2015. So we've been around for over
That's
two
awesome.
years. But yeah, in our, throughout our history, people all the time, oh, can I start a feeder for your clan? Do you have a feeder?
Hmm.
And so we were always like, no, that's completely pointless, because if someone's good enough to be in our clan, they'll just be in our clan. It's not, like when it's all about farming and pushing and stuff, back
Hmm.
in the day. But now with war, it's like someone with, Town Hall 8 defenses and Lego walls and max Town Hall 9 war troops. I mean, they could be a more desirable
Hmm.
asset to your clan than someone who is way, has spent way more resources into their base, max Town Hall 9,
Absolutely, sure.
defenses with, skull walls and lower heroes and stuff. And you're not even like, so that's an interesting thing now. It's like it used to be however far you had developed was, kind of just into, you're better than someone else if you're farther
Hmm.
along,
Hmm.
basically. And now it's like you can be significantly behind someone, but you upgraded smarter, and now
Right,
you're more
strategically.
desirable to, to clans and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And so that's kind of an interesting thing to it. There's not, it's not like so black and white, but there is still that point where you upgrade, or you rush your town hall. There's a guy at Town Hall 10 in the clan who he's a friend of the kid of one of the co-leaders, and he, is just a super rush Town Hall 10. And when he came to the clan, I even said to him, you should start over. Like, I mean, like that's the thing is he should, like, it's a
Oh,
shot account, like like you
it's
blew it,
over. Yeah, you messed
and
this one up.
and
Yeah.
so I was like, you not trying to, I'm not trying to be rude here. Like, I'm not trying to like make fun of you or anything, but you should start a new account and start from scratch, and, be more careful about how you upgrade your town hall and stuff. And of course, rushers, they
Uh,
imagine how, I mean, that is a depressing idea. Like,
oh
you're so
yeah.
proud, you've reached Town Hall 10, you've reached the pinnacle, and someone's
Uh-huh.
like, no, dude, you should start. You blew
Yeah,
it.
you've
You
really
should
messed up
start
bad
over.
enough that it's better to start at Town Hall 1 than it
Hmm.
is to try to salvage what you've got. Yeah,
Yeah, which,
that's
I mean, there's a
bad.
lot of accounts like that it's a
Hmm.
shot account, like you blew it, and a lot of times they put money into it if they're,
Hmm.
rushing and stuff. And so they're like, well, I spent $200 on this account, and you're telling me I should just start over? Like, yeah, like you messed up. You you
Well,
would
that or
do
spend
so
another
much better.
$700, and then maybe you could salvage it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, there was a guy, Derek, in our old clan family back in the day, who had rushed to Town Hall 10, and then he was faced, once he understood the game, he was faced with that dilemma of, do I start over, or do I pump money into this
Hmm.
account in order
Yeah.
to make it viable? And he went to the pumping money in,
Which you could do.
route. Well, yeah, which is 100% a viable option if you have the money, but people need to understand that who rush to an unreasonable degree is if you want to dig yourself out of the hole, you're going to need to spend a lot of money,
Hmm.
and I think Illness, who used to be in the True Sons, was in that same position. He was at Town Hall 10, who had rushed, and he needed to definitely turn to the credit card to
Yeah.
make the account usable and stuff. And so yeah, I mean, but I think this guy was a kid. So I don't think
Poor
he's gonna
guy.
have
Yeah.
$500 to pour into an account to fix it. So yeah, it was just like, dude, you should start over your complete, like level 3 troops or whatever. I
Hmm.
don't even know,
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's
so.
sad. It is. It's because they spend a lot of time on it. Even though they're
Yeah, I
rushed, it's
feel
like still it's
really,
months and months.
yeah, I feel really bad for people like that, especially when they, once you start to realize the game and you realize like, oh damn, like
Hmm.
what have I done? So.
If I knew 100% that I could catch 50% of new players, I would do a guide from the very start, Town Hall
Mhm.
1 through at least, Town Hall 9, and say, here's what you do, here's what you don't do. But the bottom line is most of the people, they're not, when they start the game, they're not going to come look
Yeah.
on YouTube immediately.
Mhm.
So there's no way to catch them. But, if I could catch 50% of new players, I would do it. I would do a guide I'd start a new account, Town Hall 1, all the way up to Town Hall 9. Here's how you do it. Here's what you progress. Here's what you do first. Here's what you do last. Here's what's important. And it would help them. But again, you're not going to catch 1%, maybe not, much less 50%.
Well, actually, when I was talking to White Lightning during our interview, he was saying that there are a lot of brand new players who turn to YouTube, and he said especially like kids.
Yeah, but they're going to find Master Off.
Well, that's just what I was about to
Yeah.
say. Is there's no way they're going to find one
Yeah.
hive raids. They're going to find Master Of and do.
Yeah. And then
what
say,
he
oh,
says.
that dude's awesome. I'm going to get down on 10 tomorrow. It's going to be sweet.
Did I ever tell you about when me and Hulk and I don't know if it was Deadplate or someone else on his maybe Hulk and Beaker or I don't know, someone on Hulk's stream we went to, someone was asking about Master Of and talking about Master Of, and they're like, oh, you should look at his channel, and so we went to his channel and we were watching some war attacks and like critiquing them, but they were just so bad that it was like you couldn't even, you couldn't even keep up with what was going on the screen in terms of critiquing and stuff. I just remember like
No, I didn't hear about that.
he lured with, it was like way too many incorrect troops, like wasted a bunch of troop space. So he lured someone out to the corner and then dropped a lightning spell.
Yeah, let me use 40 troop space. Let me get these guys over to the corner and then let me use one of my lightning spells. One of my 5 spells to take them out. And it probably didn't even kill them all, so let me drop a few more troops to finish them off.
Probably was a dragon or something. But yeah, I will always remember the start of the raid. And then there was just 100 things that he, just super basic things that he did wrong. But so we felt really bad. We only watched, I think, or we only critiqued one attack because we felt like such D-bags because it was so bad.
Yeah,
it
is.
sounded so mean, critiquing it and stuff, so we stopped doing it and started.
Well,
but everyone in the comments like, keep doing it. Oh my god, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It might make a good a good series if you could like steal their content. Obviously, you'd have copyright issues, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you could steal their content and just make fun, people would probably eat that up. But
I love that.
That's like a good segue because there's been a I don't know if you want to call it a fad or a
I don't think it's a fad. I think it's the direction the game is.
Yeah, maybe it's just the direction that things are going, but I've noticed people send me stuff like, and I know that they know I think it's funny and I do, but they'll send me like, some mainstream YouTubers or some, not mainstream even, but bigger YouTubers than myself. And they'll be talking about these high level war attacks. They'll be talking about Goho or Holo or Lava Loon, and it's hilarious to listen to them talk about it because they have no idea even why. Okay, so they'll be talking about here's this troop and yeah, you bring this, but it's like they don't even know why you bring it. It's just like, yeah, here's what you bring and then you put it down and you win, you get 3 stars. And it's like and the funny thing is they get so many views on it because there is that thirst for, I want to know how to 3-star. Yeah. So, if you search like Go La Loon, Town Hall 10, whatever, you're going to get some hits. So when they title their videos that, and they're already up there on the search engine because there's so many subs and so many views, but it's like, they literally don't even know why the troops were brought, much less how to commentate on it.
Even if it's terribly presented and terribly commentated, it's still probably the most helpful video they've ever made, just showing high-level attack. I mean, if you just mute it, it's probably better, but but I mean, showing people, useful attacks is probably the most productive thing.
And in the last 2 or 3 months, no joke, I've been sent and seen more higher up, more popular YouTubers. It's like they've almost realized, oh, this war thing, yeah, we've got to get on board. That's what people want to see. They're sort of sick of the 300 wall breaker raids and shit like that. So it's funny. I get a kick out of it. I don't know, because I'm like, dude, I almost want to stop and just like comment like, okay, wait a minute, Skype me. I'll explain how this works to you. But I'm like, no, I'm not taking the time to do it.
Well, it's just so funny that you mentioned that because just today I noticed this. I'm not sure exactly how I found it, but I was on YouTube and it popped up in like my suggested videos, and it was a YouTuber with a video. Brand new attack strategy, Shattered Lavalunian. And I was like, brand new? And I looked up the Hulk had done a video of one of our members doing Shattered Laloon, back when it was, first kind of getting popular and stuff. And I looked, and it was in January. The True Sons whammy from the True Sons Shattered Laloon in January, and so this guy in April is saying brand new attack, check it out. And not only was it saying it's brand new, but he called it Shatter Lavalunian, and his first thing that he said in the thing is, so you bring a golem. It's like, no, that's not what you do. It's 2 fucking golems.
Well, see, but I'm telling you, but they're catching on. I mean, they really are. They're realizing that, okay, my girlfriend raiding with her nose is not getting as many views as this Shattered Laloon is. I might want to, get onto this, but they have no freaking idea what they're talking about. And it's sad because I think if you got all 8 million Clash of Clans YouTubers in one auditorium and said, okay, what do you want to see? You want to see that, or you want to see how to do this attack? I think 80% of them would say, yeah, I want to learn how to do that attack. And so they have these ginormous platforms with hundreds of thousands of subs and probably millions of views a month. And what they're putting out is this garbage. But I think there's a shift. I think there's a realization that is they built their house on sand, is what I said in the Master Round video that I made. is they built their house on sand, and I think they're starting to realize it. I think they say, hey, this, and I've looked at it. I've actually went into a person's, I'll hear about a new YouTube that I've never heard about before. Mm-hmm. And I'll pull up their videos page, and I'll scroll through and say, okay, what's the highest viewed, the highest viewed video they've got, and without fail, do it sometime. Go to any YouTuber you want. Without fail, it's some type of an attack strategy. Teach me something. It's just the people saying, teach me something. Mm-hmm. Something I don't know. Entertainment, that's fine. They get, their views, they get whatever. But when you say, hey, I got something to show you. Here's how you do this. It's without fail the highest viewed, and myself included. Mm-hmm. My how-to videos, the attack strategy playlist, far and away, 3 to 1, 10 to 1, way more views than any other video I did.
Yeah, I was noticing that, and that's kind of interesting that like how to holo wee wee
mm-hmm.
was the first thing that popped up when I was searching you, and it had way more views, and then I was like, but there's probably so much more in-depth stuff about holo wee wee you could learn on other videos, but it's the fact that it's titled how to, and it's exactly. A beginner's guide, because that's what people are most looking for. They're not, most people aren't, ready to break down, holoing, anti-holo bases or, whatever, next level stuff. They're just like, what is that thing that people are talking about?
I heard holo. I heard that before. Yeah. What is that, and how do I do it? And it is a very basic guide, and it's over 300,000 views now, which is literally probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 times my second place one. I mean,
really?
Oh, it's insane. It's insane. And honestly, probably due to Hulk. I mean, that was his baby, and mm-hmm. and it's gotten, that particular attack is more popular than any of the other mm-hmm. hybrid style attacks and all that stuff. So it's insane. It really is. But if I'm telling you, go to any YouTuber you want, you pick one, just make up one, find one, go to his videos, and just start scrolling through, and all of a sudden you'll see one that's 3 or 4 times as many as what you've been used to seeing. It's something educational. It's something, here's how you do this. And it might even be farming. It might be here's how you farm Dark Elixir at Town Hall 8. Fine. It's still something, teach me something. Mm-hmm. And so I don't think they're stupid. I think they're realizing, hey, the entertainment's fine, and that's our view horror, whatever you want to call it, videos. Mm-hmm. But what is going to really churn up the views is teaching these guys how to play the game, whether it's farming, whether it's trophy pushing, whether it's war. Just teach me something. It's what they want.
And it's interesting that war is not only becoming more and more popular, but it seems like Supercell's kind of trying to force war mm-hmm. even on the people that don't want to be warring, because there's a large segment of the community that doesn't want anything to do with war, and it's kind of funny that in one of our previous conversations we were pointing out that Supercell doesn't really seem to cater to war focused people. They're not mm-hmm. They're not having war leagues or matchup systems, stuff like that. They're not having war YouTubers out to Finland, et cetera, et cetera. But then they come out with the perk system, mm-hmm. which is a great idea, but they make it only relevant to war.
Right, just completely contradict themselves, basically.
Yeah, maybe they've been meaning to push in that direction, but I feel like it's just way too far in that direction all of a sudden, because there's so many players out there who are happily mm-hmm. doing other stuff, pushing, farming, that just, a lot of them just I'm not even going to want to war. Some of them tried war and weren't that interested. Some, just weren't that good, and so they went, and went back to farming or whatever. But there's a lot that just don't want to war, and so then to say, these perks, because the perks get pretty amazing once you get up there, to mm-hmm, dangle these definitely. Perks in front of people and say, oh, you want these? You need to war. Mm-hmm. That's just it seems like bullshit. And the other thing is, the perks are so much more useful to
Yeah.
to farming clans and pushing clans than they are to war clans. You know,
Well,
like
yeah. I heard you talk about this in your, I don't know if it was the last podcast, who it was with, I don't remember. But I
it
heard
was
you,
on the Buy Forever show with Rigoletto.
yeah,
That was
that's what it was.
Yeah.
I listened to that and I heard you talk about it and I was like, you're exactly right. And what you said about the clans that just do it for farming, you know, they war to farm. I'm like you. I used to hate them. I used to like, you little bastards, I could smack you in the face. You know, you just took up 2 days of my time for nothing. But now, how can you blame them?
Yeah.
What are they going to do? You know, they want +1, you know, troop level. They won't be able to donate 6 or 7, you know, troops per request. They want those things, and now they've got to war to do it. So I feel I've changed my view on that. I used to, if you hit the war search button, if you ain't trying to bring it, then don't hit the button. Stay home, you know.
Yeah.
But now, how can you say that? Those guys just want to play the game too. And if farming's what's fun for them, okay. No one's ever you know looked down on that or said, hey, you know, you shouldn't do that. That's dumb. If whatever's fun. But now you're right. They've put all kinds of pressure on these farming clans or even trophy pushing clans. I mean, think about the reduced time for war or for the clan castle request. How big is that for pushing? It's huge.
Yeah.
They've basically forced it on them, which maybe you know, you and I agree. War is the game at this point. Maybe Clash of Clans thinks that way now. Maybe they think, hey, war is the game. Whether it's these people have accepted it yet or not, that's the game. You know, so I don't know. We'll see.
But it's just, I mean, like, it is surprising to me that anyone doesn't like to war. Like, when I first started realizing that there were people that didn't like to war, it was definitely a surprise to me. But now I've heard it so much that I think of it as a pretty common thing, that there's a big chunk of people who have no interest in warring. But I mean, so that they've made up their minds. So for Supercell to make them do it is just, you know, but so that's the interesting thing, is that to me, whether I request every, 30 minutes, every 45 minutes, every 5 minutes, like, I don't care. Like, I could request every 5 minutes or I could request every hour. I'm not going to do two war attacks in an hour, so it doesn't, it doesn't matter. Multiple troops at a time and stuff, and I mean all the clan castle donations are golems, some like lava hounds sometimes and stuff, but it's pretty much always golems in the clan castle donations. So like, what is six troops gonna do for me, and really
the only war centric thing in the whole perk system is the +1 and the +2
and the increased war loot, which is where I get my loot, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, that loot is so secondary. But the +1, +2 troop levels, that's it, man, because it takes so much pressure off those Town Hall 10s.
Yeah,
and honestly, like I said back in the video when it first came out, it honestly it makes Town Hall 10s expendable.
Yeah,
used to true. Hey. You had to have a few Town Hall 10s, whether they sucked or not. You had to have them max troops, baby. And now, dude, you better be able to hold your own. Them max
no
troops can come.
Yeah,
them max troops can come from Town Hall 9s.
That's interesting.
So it's a game changer. But besides that, I agree. It's who cares? It's all nice. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I like.
Yeah, I mean it's awesome thing, but it just seems like just just kind of a mean thing.
Basically, it's weird because war to get your perks that help you farm and push is basically what they did, and it's strange, but it's it's good. I like it.
That's an interesting thing. I never thought about that. Like, once clans start hitting level 5.
Oh, dude, Town Hall 10s better look out.
There's going to be some scalps, man. There's going to be some homeless Town Hall 10s drifting around looking for.
Because all they're doing is bringing in bases that no one can 3-star or maybe even 2-star that they can't 2-star. And the only reason they were there is so everybody had max troops. They're going to peace out. See you guys later.
Interesting. Town Hall 10s. Hey, disclaimer to Town Hall 10s. Learn how to raid at least your own level.
And it's almost there. Everybody's almost to that Town Hall 4. Like we're about to be level 4, and then Town Hall level 5 rolls around. It's it. It's Town Hall 9s. They can donate those max golems. They can donate max witches already. They can donate max wizards. You guys are peace out. If you can't hold your own, you are worthless.
Huh. Oh, poor Town Hall 10s.
I know.
Another downside of Town Hall 10. Bummer.
Yep.
But so my thinking on the next update is they have to be coming out with perks for farming and pushing, because if they don't, it's making a statement that farming and pushing is not important, or it's not how you're supposed to be playing the game. Like, snap out of it, farmers and pushers. Stop doing that, dude. Which I think would be bullshit. And so I think they're going to bring in farming and pushing perks. But I was what do you think farming and pushing perks, or like, how do you think they would earn that?
Yeah, I almost disagree with you, because exactly how do you do it?
Yeah.
Because look, here's the deal. There's bots. There's people that go to sleep and do that. There's I don't know. I cannot imagine a system, and maybe I'm just missing something. I can't imagine a system that would even be remotely fair to say, okay, here pushers, here farmers, here's how you get those.
Oh man, maybe that's why it's not. Cause if it was based on loot, like if it was based on loot gained, you'd have level 10 clans within like a week of the perks coming out, because of farm botters and stuff.
Yeah, they literally off the game for 5 hours or 5 minutes every 6 hours. That's it. That's all they have to be off the game. So yeah, you would have people leveled up literally in a few weeks. This way, there's no way that you can accelerate it. It is what it is. You only get to a war every 2 days. I don't see it happening, and I agree with what you're saying. They kind of shit on those guys that's how they enjoy playing the game, but it just sort of is what it is. I mean, there's nothing you can do.
If they don't, like, if it's because they can't think of a fair way to do it, they should like come out with a statement or something that says like why they're doing that, because otherwise it's just seems like you're being rude to the people that have built you in the first place. There's a lot of people now who are there for war who weren't playing before, like when they weren't the original people that built you as a company. It was the pushers and stuff. But yeah, that's true. Well, that would be another interesting thing.
Basically,
like,
you're saying,
reach out to listeners. What would be the way to set up farming and pushing perks?
Basically, you're saying dance with who brought you.
Well, I mean, like, don't necessarily have to dance with who brought you, but just don't kick them out the door. You know, like at least keep them around. So yeah, it's just
Yeah, I hear you, but I'm at a loss. Maybe, like you said, maybe a listener could say, "Hey, here's a fair way to do it." But I don't see it. I don't see a fair way to do it.
Well, I wonder what the huge announcement or whatever is going to be that they're coming out with. Because I mean, that would be awesome if it was war leagues or war war matchups.
Dude, I agree. Well, and
the
guys in the last trip to Finland, the guys that went, it was that little live war. Did you see that? It was
Finnish Clash or something.
Yeah, it was like a war tournament, but it was just the Finnish clan. I don't know, but it wasn't like any high level stuff. But I mean, still, I think they realized it was like Twitch streamed, and it was what we talked about. It was like, here's what's possible: live tournaments, thousands of people.
I think it was a pushing tournament, though.
No, it was a war. I didn't watch it, to be honest.
I turned it on for a couple minutes.
I thought it was war.
I feel like it was trying to gain cups. I think
if that's the case, then I'm disappointed.
Because I think I remember being very disappointed. I think that's what it was.
Because the guy from Clash with Matty, he hit me on GroupMe. It was like, they're having this war tournament, But he invited me to it, and I was like, I can't do it. I'm freaking too busy.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was war. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe someone can correct us, but
Yeah, that would be.
I think they kind of got that glimpse of, man, this could be, we could have top war fights, and there would be thousands of people tuned in to watch it.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
when we had the stream, a couple of guys from One Eye streamed the Red Line and ClashHeads war.
Yeah.
At the end of that war, there was over 1,000 people on that stream watching that war. I mean, and that's just, it's not publicized by anybody. It's just people that know about war and the war community. That there's 1,000 of them there. If Supercell was publicizing something, dude, thousands of people would watch that stuff.
And I mean, and that's what really fascinates people now. Like, it's not really interesting to watch a farming raid because it's just one of a million. It's like why I'm not a huge fan of basketball, for instance, because each basket until you get to the very end of the game is just one of 50 baskets that are gonna happen. It's like, oh, they scored another basket. Oh, they scored another basket. Whereas if you're watching like football or something where they score less often.
Deal, yeah.
Each score is a much bigger deal, and so it's kind of like that, like, oh, here's another farming raid, here's another pushing raid, one of 10,000 that they're gonna do to reach their goal or whatever. But each war attack, it's like that's all that matters. It's all encapsulated in that moment, in that 3 minutes. Will they win or won't they? And it's like, so the whole audience can hold their breath and be like, oh, are they going to get it? And then either they got it or they didn't get it. It's not like a tiny, like, drop in the bucket of like, oh, yay, he got a little more golden elixir. Like, let's keep watching. Like, oh, pretty soon he can upgrade a wall.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's a great point. I mean, I totally disagree. I like basketball. I was a basketball player, so I sort of enjoyed that. But I know definitely what you're saying. It's a big deal. Every attack, every star can be the difference, especially at those high level.
Yeah. They're always close.
Yeah, it's like everyone knows when you have two alpha clans match up, everyone knows it's going to be within a few stars. So every star matters. I don't care if it's a Town Hall 9 that gets 3 stars. Yeah, but that Town Hall 9 has to be 3 stars, And so it's exciting, and there's a big part of the community that enjoys it. And I think I could be wrong. I think Supercell realized that a little bit with that. I think it was a war tournament. I'm not sure. I did not watch it, but I did watch some videos on it and stuff, and I think it's going in that direction. I think they realize, hey, we've got a chance here for actual competitive. What you would normally think for PC only or console only, we're there. All we gotta do is take it.
Well, and I don't know if it was in our first talk that I talked about this, where I was like, it could be like a sport, like it could be the the 4th major sport in the United States if you have clan, like live clan war tournaments where everyone has like maybe the entire clan war lasts a couple hours or something.
6 hours, let's say. Everybody has to throw attacks in 6 hours. There it is. It's streamed. It's live. You can talk to. There's no cheating. How awesome is that? I mean, there they are. They're on fucking TV. They can't take a break and go. Go I'm on. It's there. It's all legit. It would be huge. It would be huge. I'm telling you.
And the thing about the 1,000 people is those are 1,000 people who are in the know. Those are 1,000 people who are in the tight-knit elite war
no
one's
advertising this. Supercell's not putting this out there.
Yeah.
Twitch is not advertising it. It's just people that already know.
So if you know, so I think those attacks are interesting not just to the hardcore elite war player. I would imagine that regular players would find those kind of high level attacks interesting. Like maybe I'm wrong, but I would think that they would really enjoy that.
They would. There's no question. I know because I did a little recap video on it on my channel, and there's people that are like, dude, I would love to see more of this. They had no idea. They They didn't know about it. They're not in the Twitch community or the high level wordplay. They're like, this is awesome. They saw some stuff they'd never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think you're right. I think it would be, there's no question. And I hope Supercell is realizing it. I think they are. I hope they are. I think they see, what's possible. I really hope.
And I mean, top war clans are desperate to be matching each other. You know, they just need to either give an option for two clans to match or set up a league or do something. But I mean, people are hunting each other. People are trying to set up matches, you know, like hold off their start times, you know, calculate their base weights and, you know, just figure everything out so they can just match with each other. And we had, this is a kick in the nuts. We've been planning a match with FYSB. It's like 150 win war clan, a legit clan. So we broke it down, had equal base weights, equal town halls, everything, you know, the math worked out. We hit search at the exact same moment, and of course we did not match up.
Really?
Yeah, which was super annoying because we had sat a chunk of the clan to match their numbers because they were lower, and so it was like really like it sucks to leave people out anyway, then to leave people out and then have it not work out was just like.
So y'all went to other. Did you? I don't know if you saw it, but I put a video out. How we've done it is actually go to clans that we've warred, get our war weights as far as gold and elixir, and actually balance that. Y'all did that and everything, or no?
No, you can just look at the available, like, you don't need to go and see.
Yeah, but hold on, before you go there, because there's a different and no. For each town hall, there's a different number you have to multiply that by. It's not as accurate. I've heard, when I put that video out, people are like, oh no, just multiply it times 6. And then people are like, oh no, wait a minute. It's not as accurate.
Oh.
If you'll go to a clan that you've warred and say, hey, after the war, obviously don't be, you know, and that'll be a good segue. But after the war, go and just say, hey, here's what we're trying to do. They'll be receptive. They'll be cool.
Yeah.
And get your war weights. It will make a difference. It will make you more accurate. There's a it's like a 6.6 for a Town Hall 9 or a 6 point. I don't know. Someone told me there's a dot, you know, a point something that you need to do for each war, each town hall level. So next time you try that, actually take the time to go to a clan. You make a few, you know, you meet people too. It's kind of a win-win. Yeah. You go, hey, you know, nice war, you know, blah, blah, blah. You talk to them and get your weights and then try it that way. I think you'll have more success.
Wow, I will keep that in mind. And I know the Kryptonian family clans are trying to like match with each other and do some stuff like that right now, so they will find that very interesting. And I'll have to let some people know who are trying to work on that to make sure to. It's
the most. We're 3 for 3. That's all I'll say. We've done it. We tried it 3 times. We've matched up 3 times, and that's how we've always done it. And it's the most, I think, foolproof way. It's the most accurate way. And again, you get to, you know, I've done it a few times. I know Rex has done it a few times. It's just fun to go meet some people. Hey, you know, what's up? You just waxed them in war. Usually they're pretty respectful. And they're like, oh, you know, you guys are awesome. And you kind of give them a little pep talk. You're like, hey, you know, you can do this. You know, you just learn from the attacks, learn from what we did, and start going that direction. So, and so many, and we'll get into the thing I wanted to segue to, but so many people have told me, you know, after they award us, I have gotten 1,000 viewers from that. After I award you guys, I've been hooked on your channel. I've been here ever since, whether it be, you know, back at War 50 or War, you know, 160, like we just finished. It's, hey, ever since we matched up with you guys, I've been watching your videos because they see it. They didn't know until then.
Is the link like in the description of the clan or anything, or they just figure it out?
No. In the description, it says right there. You know, nice. You know, YouTube /1outrage, whatever. So before they even award us, they know what they're up against. You know, they can go check it out.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
figure out how they really want, how to tweak their bases and stuff like that. And, well, yeah, so that was such a kick in the nuts because we tried to face them, you know, we were doing the ×6 thing, so apparently not exactly perfect, but it was all same town hall level, very, very close. So the next war, we face another elite war clan, Ass Clan, or I don't know
That's what that's what I was told to call them. I don't know.
I think Ass Clan, and they're the symbol of a butt with a butthole. And another, extremely legit war clan, I think almost 150 wins themselves. And we match up with them, and they have 4 more Town Hall 10s than us.
Wow.
We had 9 and they had 13. Yeah. And it was like, so we just broke it down and had a perfect setup with FYSB, and then we turn around and the next one we match up with. I mean, it's great to match up with another elite war clan, but just completely overmatched from the very beginning. And so it was like, what is up with the matchmaking that would happen?
Let me ask you this: when you set it up with FYSB and you hit it, the clan that you did match up with, was it a pretty legit matchup? Tell me, was it pretty much perfect as well?
Yeah, I think it was pretty. But it wasn't immediate, I don't think.
Well, but here's the deal: the search thing is pretty jank. I mean, no one will argue against that. I mean, we've had some crazy ones. Everybody has. But if it's to the point, like I said, if you went to the clan and got it, but that little, variance that you had, that little bit of, oh no, we're not exact. Maybe this clan was maybe it was 2,000 points closer, in the algorithm, and then boom, there you were. They happened to be searching at that time. You were searching at that time, and you were just a little bit better matchup. You're going to get matched with them. So it's a little bit of luck in the fact that, hey, who all searching at this moment that we're trying to match up. But the more accurate you can make it, the better. So try that. Try next time you want to match up, maybe with FYSB, whatever. Both clans do it. Go get your weight for each individual, and then try to literally match them up person for person. But basically, the overall. At the end of the day, the loot available for you is as close as possible to the loot available for them. And like I said, we've been 3 for 3. We've had a lot of good luck. And I think one of the clans, again, I keep mentioning that Clash with Matty. I can't remember his clan, but they were having trouble. They tried 2 or 3 times, never got matched up. I put the video out. The next time, boom, matched up.
So is it the total? Is that the most important thing? The total at the very end of all the bases?
I think so. I think so. I think that's how you get clans that are, we've had it happen. 2.0's had it happen to where they have all Town Hall 10s, but they're with Town Hall 7 defenses. So I think it is the total value of clan versus clan, as opposed to just Town Hall 10 matchups or Town Hall 9 matchups and so on. But I think if your overall is a straight up matchup, you have a really high percentage chance of getting it.
Interesting. Well, we'll definitely keep that in mind next time.
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah, we've been facing a lot of good war clans, which is cool, and it's been very refreshing, because I was just mentioning this that I was just looking back through some old tweets and stuff, and we had a 26 win streak, or maybe I mentioned that in the last episode, and now it's just
yeah, you said it was tough to string 4 or 5 together.
Yeah, and it's but it's so much more fun. It's just, yeah. So, and the other thing is facing anti-3-star bases is so much more fun than facing, internet bases and stuff. It's just a completely different exercise when you're planning for a legit base that's ready for you, that's anti-Laloon, anti-Hog, as opposed to some, symmetrical crap that someone found on a website.
And going back to what we talked about in the last, I guess, part of this episode, but, episode 4, is that it is this Clash-wide effect of people that used to, at least we, and I'm sure you're the same way, we used to see almost exclusively forum and YouTube bases. It was almost all people brought to the game, and it was so easy. It was ridiculous. Now we see almost exclusively non-foreign bases anytime we get matched up with a decent clan. Now, obviously, you're still going to get the clans that are running the general and, running Sudoku and all these things like that. But for the most part, what we're seeing is custom bases. And I think it's great. It's infinitely more difficult to 3-star. It makes us better. It makes them better. It's a good thing, in my opinion.
And sometimes it's not custom bases. It's that they just looked in a better spot on the internet for their bases. They looked in the, whatever, the leaked, ClashHeads base archive, the leaked Reddit Troopers base archive or whatever that people are, putting out there instead of looking on Clash of Clans Builder, whatever those things are that have the standard kind of bases with names and everything.
It could be that, but we're seeing so fewer of, I guess, recognizable every day. Here's your form. Here's the general. Here's Bacon Maker or whatever the hell, all that stuff that's been cracked and solved for 6 months. We don't see it much anymore.
So, yeah, which is all part of that trickle down effect.
It is
because it's been a long time like that with some clans, and it's just slowly more and more and more clans are figuring it out. But there's definitely a level of clan wars where you want an anti 2-star base. Like I took when I was I'm still only warring on the weekends now, and so when I first stopped warring with the True Sons during the week, I took my account to my little nephew's clan, because he had been begging me to go there to help him recruit or and to go in war and show attacks and stuff. And so I was like, okay, well I can do that. There's not pressure to put a ton of time into scouting and stuff. But so all my war bases were all anti 3-star bases, but I was sitting at the top of his map, and so I was like, shit, I gotta find an anti 2-star base to put to make, because otherwise they're just gonna 2-star me.
It's a 2-star game for that clan, basically.
Yeah, well, at least a 2-star game at the top, because because it was mostly, I think, Town Hall 7s and 8s and stuff, and then some Town Hall 9s at the top. So it was like the Town Hall 9s were almost like Town Hall 10s in a regular war clan. So it was it was pretty interesting. So I had to scramble and find an anti 2-star base to make. And
did you use the general?
I did not. No, I used the. I think there's probably a name for it.
I'm sure there is.
But we originally found it in this war with this really good Asian clan. 7 of them had this same base.
Yeah, they seem to do that a lot, and I don't understand it. Because once you crack it, then everybody can literally watch the replay, say, "Hey, everybody, here's how you use 3-star number 12," and then everybody else can do the same thing, and it's over.
Yeah, but here was the thing: we didn't crack it. I mean, they all had lava walls, and so I think even the lowest one was Legos and lavas and stuff. Yeah. But it was, and I'm sure there's ways to do it now, but it was 4 double giant bomb locations, and each of them had the double giant bombs in different locations. You know?
Yeah, that's smart.
And then the double giant bomb locations were all protected by Teslas, and so you couldn't. I mean, you have to go in. I mean, now in retrospect, it would be pretty. I'd probably loon one of the spots and then come in heavy with my heroes and Golem at the other spot, and then wash the hogs across and stuff. But at the time, it was like, whoa, and I think maybe we 3-starred a couple of them toward the end, but then it was too late to, use the blueprint and stuff. And so it was, but anyway, I had that set as my farming base, because it's so interesting. Like, I used to spend all sorts of time before war tweaking my farming base, because that was all you would do is, mess with my farming base, make it cool and symmetrical and stuff. Now my farming base has been like this old defunct war base set off kind of the side of my map, not symmetrical, everything in just random spots, and just just doesn't matter at all to me.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
it's
and
just
someone
like,
someone asked me the other day, they're like, "Can I use your farming base?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like, go ahead. I'm like, I don't know if it's any good or not. I never have any loot, but yeah.
But that's the thing, it's completely irrelevant. I
Yeah,
always just
it
get my
doesn't
town
matter.
hall sniped, and so
Yeah.
it just doesn't. But I always wonder, it's kind of funny because it's just so ugly that if people are like, "Oh, that's Boaz," and they go in and look and like, "Man, what the hell? What the
Well,
hell
and
is
see,
he doing?"
I use my farming base as an outlet for my OCD because you don't want your war base to be, symmetrical, and that's been proven and reproven. And so, like, I'm like, okay, my farming base can be pretty. I don't care. I don't have a lot of loot. It can be really nice and symmetrical and everything even. And my war base can be, big as shit. But yeah,
But
it
the
is.
thing is, like, I always like it's been on kind of my to-do list forever to like redo my farming base, but I've had the
Mm-hmm.
same crap one for like 6 months or something now. But it's like if I ever am gonna sit down and be like, okay, I'm gonna design a base or I'm gonna tweak a base, it's always gonna be one
Right.
of my war
Yeah. If you're going to
bases.
spend a few hours, it's going to be on war. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way that I'm gonna spend time on a farming base that doesn't get attacked anyway. You know,
Well,
like
and
in
like
my
I said, I
little.
don't know about you, but I don't keep a lot of loot. I mean, my shit goes straight into walls. Now I'm getting to the point where I might have a few million, but what is
Mhm.
that? Like, I don't know, 100,000 loot raid for someone or something?
Yeah, I mean, I never have more than 3 million
Yeah.
of either,
It's going to go away
and
immediately.
it's, as long as, I mean, and I have lava walls and stuff, so no one wants to come
Uh-huh.
in and take it, and it's not, a huge, yeah, it's not a huge raid
It's
for.
not a big payday for anybody. They're going to
Mm-mm,
get a segment of your base. They're going to get a part of your loot. They're going to have to
mm-mm,
spend a full-blown army to get it.
mm-mm.
And yeah, it's not cost effective. They're looking for collector rates. There's your
But
town hall. It's worth whatever, whatever range you're in. I'm
mm,
chilling at Masters. That's worth 60 something, 100,000 to them just to take the town hall. Why spend the rest of it? They're not going to. It's crazy.
but now that I'm less active, like, I get my collectors rated for large
Yeah.
amounts of money and stuff, which sucks.
Oh,
It's just
I log
honestly.
on to my second account, the one I do the hitchhikers with. When I log on,
Mm,
it's like two or three raids in a row for 200,000 or 300,000 of each. I mean,
mm,
they're raping my collectors.
yeah.
It's terrible.
But But yeah, the one thing though is that my dark elixir, my hero upgrades are all well over 100,000 now, so
Mm-hmm.
it's like that
Yeah.
gets lightning the shit out of my dark
Yeah.
elixir once it starts to get up there, which sucks.
I get pissed when I get hit for 200 or 300, 2 or 3,000 dark. I'm
Mm,
like, you assholes, that takes a while to get. That's not
mm,
nice, but it
yeah.
is what it is.
Takes a while to get when all I'm doing is, warring
Warring,
once a
yeah.
week and harvesting my
Yeah, dude,
drills.
you've slowed down then, because I mean, you used to be, 24/7 war, so I bet you have
Mhm.
taken a hit on that.
I bet even when I was 24/7 war, the majority probably of my loot would come from mines and collectors. Because
Yeah.
max mines and collectors, you get a lot of stuff every time
Mm-hmm.
you log on.
Yes.
But still, I bet a really significant percentage was coming from war, even without farming. That I would get whatever it would average out to, 450,000 a
Mm-hmm.
day of each, which is, I guess I don't know how much you harvest from mines and collectors, but
Yeah, I've never done the math, but
yeah,
it's gotten better now. I mean, we've already got a
yeah,
10% boost, which just
that's
doesn't
true.
sound like much, but I mean, honestly, every 2 days, 10% more, it's not
Hmm.
bad.
No, and
It's not
especially if it's
bad.
all you're getting, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely nice. And yeah, that's gonna move up even more then pretty soon, which will be. But that kind of threw me off in terms of once we got that perk, I was like, wait, this Town Hall 9 is worth 490,000? Like, man, they must have like,
Hmm.
level 30 heroes and all lavas or something. And I was like, oh, wait, no,
Yeah.
it's the,
We got bumped. Yeah.
yeah, 10% thing or whatever. So, yeah, it starts to like throw you off because you have kind of a point of reference of how
Hmm.
strong bases are, and then
Yeah,
that
exactly. Exactly.
messes with it.
All right. Before because I know we're getting a little bit long here,
We can probably just keep going. It's
I
good.
want to touch on this one for sure before we
Mm,
get to that point. Uh, all of the podcasts, like, I don't know, there's probably 4 or 5 of them, I guess, now that are out there. I guess 4 is the ones I'm subscribed to anyways.
mm,
And at least one episode of every freaking one of them in the last few weeks has been on, is spying cheating?
Mm-hmm.
Not talking about IMOD, not talking about all that stuff. Everybody agrees that's chicken shit, that's cheating.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about infiltrating the other clan. And I obviously have my opinion on it, but I won't. Before I even go, and I know we've talked about it a little bit, but before I even go there, I want to know what you think about it. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've talked about it a little bit, but I didn't want to go into it too much because there's like definitely a culture in Kryptonian family of spying, especially with Phantom Warlord, who I met in person the other day. Shout out to
Really?
Phantom
Sweet.
Warlord, Mailman, and Scotty. They were Phantom Warlord was in town, and so we all ended up meeting up and going out for drinks and stuff. So
Nice.
it was really cool. It was really surreal
Yeah, I
meeting
bet.
people in person who I had like talked to online so many times, especially Scotty, who I talked to,
A million times, yeah.
on Skype tons of times. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that was really cool. But so it's a huge source of entertainment in in the Kryptonian family. He does all sorts of hilarious pranks and stuff on them, and sends screenshots and has stories about it and stuff. And so as just a practice in casual kind of war clans, that is fine, I guess. I mean, or really any, I guess I can only speak for my clan. Like it's one thing if you're doing it and trolling people and stuff and, like having fun with it. It's another thing if you are infiltrating, in a serious war matchup with another elite clan to gain an edge. And I am 100% of the opinion that it's cheating. Like it is similar to IMOD in that you can get everyone's traps, which is, I mean, a huge part of raiding is doing that first raid and having such a much higher chance of failure because you don't know where the double giant bombs are and stuff like that, or the Teslas, for a for a Lulun attack and everything. And so it negates that. It negates that original, the first attack needing to be a scout attack, and if it's a 3-star, then it's, really, really nice and all that. It takes that whole air of mystery out of it, which is a huge part of base design is misdirection. You need to have a ton of double giant bomb spot, viable double giant bomb spots and stuff like that. So if someone just knows what it is, then that's just complete bullshit. But so it was a thing at the beginning of war, like when war first started, we'd have people trying to sneak into our clan. We'd sometimes sneak into other people's clans if they had tried to send someone into our clan and stuff like that, and post their bases and et cetera, et cetera. But at some point it just kind of stopped. Like we haven't had anyone try to spy on us in, I mean, months and months and months. And like maybe there's someone who applied that was just totally shitty and didn't meet requirements and they actually were a spy or something, but we haven't had anyone legit that we let in that then turned out like that they left us for that clan, later or whatever. So I don't know if it's less of a thing or what. But anyway, so it's been, I don't know, 8 months since we've done it at all. And I guess so the argument is that it's not cheating because it's preventable. And this is what they were talking to me about in the KFAM chat, was that like if you get spied on, you're an idiot because you should close your clan during War Day and during Prep Day. And I was like, well, if we close our clan during War Day and Prep Day, then we're never going to be open. We're not going to get any new members. So that doesn't work for us since we war all the time. And the other thing is for them, they have like the password, you got to say like fan in the stands and stuff, or say something about the podcast. And so they kind of have a built-in screening process like that. For us, like it's, people generally like, they come in and we will interview them, and that's like how we've always done it. We kind of, we'll interview them and let let them tell us where they've heard of us. Like, that's a big thing, is where have you heard of us? And it's usually, either I saw you on Hulk's channel, I saw you on Jake's channel, or I listened to the podcast, are the three answers that we get, at least the legit ones. Sometimes they say, oh, I searched for you, and our clan, it's like set to never war in like, and it's always random places and stuff, so that's a little bit shady. But yeah, it's it was, I think, preventable before, but now that there's this thing where you can just pop in and look at someone's base, and even if they kick you out, you can see it, then it's just, now there's no like espionage attached to it. Now there's no like, if you're an Asian clan, needing to have someone that speaks English to go over and do it, because most clans we face are Asian, so that's, something sneaky. But now it's just like, if you get accepted, you can just look and see everything. And so it used to actually, there was like an element of, needing to, to trick them and stuff like that. But just now, if you have like a good enough base to get accepted, then you don't even have to say anything. You can just gather the intel. And so I think before I discovered that, I would have thought that it wasn't that big a deal. But now I think it's just complete bullshit, because there is literally no way to prevent it. It's just, there's no skill involved in it anymore.
I agree. And it was actually shocking to me, because every podcast I heard, the attitude was pretty much, the consensus was, hey, it's part of the game. It's not cheating. And I will have to say, I do not classify it in the same realm as iMod and XMod and all that shit. It's not the same to me. But, okay, One Hive, we don't have to worry about it. We're closed 24/7, 365. But the average clan, like you just said, you can't do that. You cannot be closed all the time. You'll never get a new applicant. They have to rely on in-game applications. We don't accept any in-game applications. So to us, again, it's a non-issue, but I hear it and I'm like, man, I remember it. I remember clans sending, and like you said, good members, good stats, good bases. Man, yeah, this is a good recruit. They're there for an hour, they're talking to us, and all of a sudden, okay, they just don't say anything. They peace out, and all of a sudden, they're in a fucking clan that we know is another high-level war clan as a co-leader. And then a week later, they're saying, hey, let's set up a matchup. It's like, hey, we want to war you guys. Can we? And we're like, you guys must think we're stupid. You just came over here and screenshotted every one of our bases, and now you want to war us? And that's what led us to actually closing the clan down. Like 24/7, it's closed. We only accept in-game applications. And I'm not enough, I realize most clans can't do that. They don't have the numbers of applicants, and it's not an option. So I think it's chicken shit. I'm sorry, all you guys out there. I love you, all the podcasters. Not trying to talk bad about you guys. Love y'all. Enjoy your content. But come on. I mean, dude, most clans have to stay open. So you infiltrating them is like, yeah, all's fair in love and war and all that stuff, but come on.
Well, and the thing is, I think, like, I definitely had different thoughts on it. Like, we haven't bothered doing it in forever, but before I found out this trick, I definitely had different thoughts on it, because, it took some effort, it took some being sneaky. You'd have to smooth talk your way into it and stuff like that, and people had the option to screen you out and to catch you up and boot you or whatever. But yeah, now if you can see all the bases just by being let in once, then it's just bullshit, because then it's not a level playing field. It's like, if you are, letting them come spy on your clan too or something, that, but otherwise it's just like, I guess that comes down to the thing of wanting challenging wars, though. We have a lot of people say, why do you get mad when you face a farming war clan? It's a free win. It's like, well, that's not why we're warring.
It's the video I made. What do you want out of war? And if these guys watch that video, they would have to say, yeah, I just want the win. I want the loot, the win, the number by my name, whatever you want to call it. It's not about the battle. It's not about the challenge, because they're trying to get an unfair advantage. However you want to word it, however you want to put it, You're trying to get an unfair advantage, and it would never be allowed in one hive. If we found out one of our members did that, adios. You're out of here. And that's our decision. I get it, and we've put in measures to prevent it from happening to us. So I guess we don't have much of a gripe because it doesn't happen to us anymore.
Mm.
You're not sneaking into one hive. You're not gonna have you're not gonna see our bases before you are. You're not. And I guess in a way, the people that leave their plans to anyone can join and hit war. I mean, maybe they are too stupid. Maybe they need to be spied out. I don't know. I mean, because that happens, people, you hit war, and all of a sudden it's like anyone can join, 1,000 trophies. You're like, oh, you guys really don't dare, do you? I mean, I don't know. I was honestly shocked. I really was. When I heard, I mean, because literally, it was like Ray Leto, y'all's, I can't remember who all the other ones were. Every channel was talking about it, and all of them were like, yeah, we spy. We sent someone over there. We're like, yeah, fuck y'all. We got your bases, bitch. What's up? And it's like, dude, do y'all want to have a fair fight, a good war, or do y'all just want to crush somebody? I don't know. It was wild to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could see if, like, you knew they were cheating or, like...
Yeah, some iModders, like, hey, yeah, we use iMod. Fuck y'all. Mm-hmm. Then, okay, yeah. Totally different ball game, but the whole, I don't know. It was like, it's like you said, it was almost like entertainment value for them, which whatever, I guess if whatever's fun, but to them it was like, yeah, this is just part of the fun is getting in their clan and getting their bases and their traps and their CCs.
And we used to spend a significant amount of time preventing against it. Like,
we did too, dude.
We'd be very careful in terms of who we let in at what time in the war, whether they looked like they, we'd check the other clan, maybe check even the feeder of the other clan, stuff like that, to make sure that they weren't a member of there, they weren't, whatever. But then when we found out that, like, trick you can do, we were just like, fuck it, like, we don't even care anymore. Like, you want to spy on us? Come spy on us. What are we going to do about it? Like, we still boot people out if they, when we ask them how they found us, they don't have a legitimate answer or whatever, but it's probably too late by then anyway. So now it's just like, we went from, caring a lot about it and putting effort and thought into it to just being like, if you're gonna spy on us, you're gonna spy on us. Like, if that's what you got to do to win, then go for it. But we definitely had a big switch there when we discovered that it doesn't
it doesn't really matter. Even if you catch them, you're like, oh wait a minute, that's them. You boot them out, then it doesn't matter. And it's again, it goes back to that video. What do you want out of war? When you hit the search button, when you hit search war, what are you looking for? Is it loot? Is it +1 on the win column? Is it an awesome war with a challenge? Is it to get better? What is it? And if you're honest with yourself and you answer it, honestly, then it's going to be pretty evident. If what you want is a +1 or a loot, yeah, you might partake in that. If what you want is really to test yourself against another legitimate war clan, or to find out where you stack up, or to, then you're probably not partaking in that stuff, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong.
And you're not going to improve, if you know where the double giant bombs are, you're not going to be improving your skills, because so much of raiding is sniffing out the traps or testing the trap locations, make sure you have all your bases covered and stuff. So if you're just used to always knowing where the traps are, then when you come up against a tough clan who you can't spy on and you don't know where the traps are, you're not going to have any idea how to handle, the double giant bomb spots and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's doing yourself a disservice in that.
You are, and unless what you're wanting is not that. Maybe what you're wanting is, hey, I want to have the most war wins. That's all that matters. How I get them, whether I'm the best, that's all secondary. I want the war wins, or I want loot. All I want is the win, so I get my loot bonus and move on. Then that stuff might not matter to you, but for legit war clans, I mean, you really are honestly hamstringing yourself in Future Wars. You're taking an opportunity to get better, to learn scouting, to learn bases, to learn how to attack it, and you're taking that away from yourself. So really, you're not hurting the other clan. You're hurting yourself. I mean, it's not productive at all. So.
Well, I think that's all the time we got. I guess we got some more topics we can save for.
Oh yeah, I got some more I'll save
for the next time. So we'll definitely be back with episode 5 at some point.
Well, I enjoyed it, man. Hope you did.
Yeah, me too. Now I gotta go make myself a drink. All these ice cubes clinking.
I'm sorry, I didn't know it was like that enticing over here. Like, you know, I didn't even know you could hear it. I guess that's you know, whatever. It's good. I'm not gonna lie. And they just throw this out there. Possibly another sponsorship. I got myself a Yeti. I don't know if you know, like the Yeti coolers and stuff. Well, they make like what they call a Rambler. It's like a glass. And dude, you know, you make a mixed drink and like by the time you get to the bottom of it, it's like watered down and stuff. The ice is, I mean, it's still there. It's empty. We've been talking this for an hour now. Basically no meltage. It's like,
how does that work? It's like insulated or something?
It's like super insulated. They say it keeps it as cold as science allows. So that's their thing. I'm telling you, it works. Your mixed drink does not get watered down. Get you a Yeti Rambler and enjoy the full flavor till the very end.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to check that out.
So I'm full of ideas for sponsorships. I gotta get a PR person. I don't know.
You need to. Pretty soon you get sponsorships offers from Singapore.
I know. Someone right now in Singapore is wearing a one shirt. That's all I can tell you.
I mean, you only know they're wearing it right now if it's the only shirt they own.
Chances are
it's their favorite shirt. So.
Well, clearly, I mean, they've got, let's say they've got 10 shirts. The One Hive shirt's at the top of the rotation. They do laundry. The One Hive shirt comes out. It's like going out tonight. Yeah, I would say for sure.
All right, man. Well, I will see you next time.
All right, buddy.
Introducing Clan Wars, Clan versus Clan Wars. Don't believe me? Ask my boy. That's right, we got Clan Wars. Clan Wars are finally here. You've been waiting a couple of years. Hope you got your troops maxed out. Hope you got your loot maxed out. All the time you were chasing cups. You should have been farming gem and stuff. Let's get your defense up. Get better at attacks because it's gonna take a lot more than just sniping town halls. If you go against my clan, we're gonna 3-star all of y'all. Howlin' Wolf's the clan name. I'm Aries with few in numbers. But if you come against my clan, that Howlin' Wolf is gonna hunt it. Infernos on fire. Heal spells and hog riders. Go wee and go white. Got giants so healers take flight. Dragons and raise bell. Fine flame burn just like hell. Oh well, sit back and listen. Clash of Clans got new additions. CLANWARS. Now we're gonna really see which clans are the best. Clash of Clans, I'm the man. Got my iPhone in my hand. Prepping day is about to end. Come on, let the war begin. Got CC troops on ready to fight. Play Clash of Clans both day and night. Make a lot of raids, no time for resting. Hope the servers don't lose connection. Got my heroes, got my spells. Caps off full, so all is well. Enemy bases best beware, cause I'm powered up like Supercell. Clan Wars. We got Clan Wars. We got Clan